What's up, guys? Casablanca Kid here. So, we just got out of the movie Apollo 13. Over 30 years later, since this movie first debuted in theaters, here with Trav. I remember going to this movie and thinking, I remember the soundtrack being incredible. I remember the cinematography being beautiful. I remember being blown away by it, but at the same time, I feel like I was pretty young when I first saw this movie, and I didn't quite appreciate the gravity of everything that made up this film. Wow. I definitely bawled at times. I definitely cheered at times. There were definitely some very emotional moments. The cast in this movie is incredible. I mean, Gary Sinise, of course, in there. Trying to remember everybody. Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, Tom Hanks. I know it was done by Ron Howard. He, of course, is one that directed this film. And really, the way this was shot, like, it made it feel like you were with them in the ship, on board the spaceship. You felt like it was like you were stuck in there, like you were going through everything they went through as they went through it. And I don't think I remember the gravity of what all they went through to get back home. Like, holy crap! I know I'm saying a lot of stuff. I know Travis wants to probably say some stuff, but wow, guys. I know it has a couple more days to go see it in theaters. And if you're like me, it's been a while. Go see this movie in theaters while you have an opportunity to. What do you want to add, Trav Dog?
Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. I'm a little emotional after that ride.
Yeah.
You know, this movie, for me, it hits me in so many different wavelengths. You know, you walk into the movie so didactful. It's they're going to the moon. Pretty straightforward. They get in this thing, they know the ship, and then they've got to turn this pipe around and connect it to what they call the LEM or the LEM. They've got to switch that around, and then they've got to continue going. Oh, I'm thinking of Apollo 1. Sorry. Anyway.
You're good, man.
But anyway, no. But anyway, so the point is, you get into it, and it becomes more emotional. You start getting to know these characters and their background, and their contribution to this movement. Growing up made me want to be an astronaut, you know, and I think most of us in the 90s who wanted to be astronauts, the teachers would say, what do you want to be someday? We probably thought about Tom Hanks when we said we wanted to be an astronaut, even though technically it was Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, Neil Armstrong.
Those cats, you know, but I mean, yeah, man, if I had a chance to do all this stuff, I would totally take it. I wouldn't have any idea what was going on, but I would go for it.
I say, so I grew up in Virginia going to the Air and Space Museum as a kid. So, you know, you're around all these things and you're just like, it's kind of mind blowing. I'm not trying to talk over him, but yeah, it hits you right in the feels. You care about these characters. You realize all the loved ones that are affected. Like, and this was, what blows me away, what was it, 6 months after the
I think Apollo 11 was July 20th, 1969.
I think it was 1969, and they said it was like 6 months before this.
And this was what, in December?
December. And so it's like everything that could possibly kind of go slightly wrong went wrong. Like the crew initially they were working with, one of the guys was diagnosed with measles, essentially. So he had to step down. So it's like, all these people are working step and step. You're suddenly not in step with people. Right. So you have to kind of accept these changes.
And, you know, the thing that kind of hits you at some point is you're not just watching a movie. This is like pretty much what they went through.
Right,
it is. A real story about real people. And, you know, on the outside, it's all flashy and glossy. These are astronauts and they know what they're doing. But even in the movie, they state that they're not following a routine. It's pure reaction to everything as it comes up, and they just have so much training. They know what to do as it happens. So it looks more routine than it necessarily is.
Right.
But what was interesting, I thought, and it always kind of amazes me, is that they had to create a way to get rid of, what was it, CO2?
CO2, yeah.
And they had to use the stuff that they had on the ship down on the Earth in this lab, and they had to remake this machine with what they would have up there, and then over the radio tell them what to do to make this where they were at. They didn't have all these videos to watch.
Right.
They didn't have YouTube. They didn't have Google. They had this dude on a radio giving them instructions. I wonder how many of us could actually do that.
Especially when the biggest point is like your ship's been off. God knows how cold you are. You're probably beyond freezing. You're lethargic. Like your brain's starting to go sideways. Because how cold it is in that ship, how disorienting it is, how much supplies they don't have. So I mean, they were running low on food, water, all that stuff. So they had to react. They had to pull themselves together to be able to do this.
Well, they were up there for 7 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't want to give any spoilers away, but
Right.
at the same time, we're sure a lot of you kind of know what this was about.
Kind of
So
do,
we're not being
but
as careful.
not as necessarily as careful. But at the same time, like I kind of say, I feel like there's probably people who have never seen this movie.
But it's like watching a movie about the Titanic. I mean, a lot of people probably figure they know what happened. You know, I mean, this was considered one of the...
Yes.
I think to this day, it's still one of the greatest disasters in NASA, space exploration, if you will. Being we got SpaceX and all that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's all the same. We go to
Right.
we go to space or we don't.
Yeah, we don't exactly. Yeah,
Name's just an aesthetic thing.
guys, but seriously, if you get a chance, go to your local theater, see this movie. It's mind blowing. It really, really is. Yeah.
We've got like 15 more minutes. Let's try to cut this down at about 1. Spatulas, stars. What do you give it?
Spatulas, God, it's a 5 out of 5 plus. It is a masterpiece. Everything about this film, of course, the cinematography is beautiful. You feel like you were in space with them. You feel like you know what they would have experienced. Like, 'cause that always blew my mind. I always wanted to experience that. That musical score from James Horner is just haunting. It's so incredible. The directing from Ron Howard is just like, it's gripping. You feel like you are right there with them, going through everything they went through. It is wow. It's a certifiable masterpiece. It really, really is. I definitely want to own this movie in 4K. I know it's available. I got to get it. What about you, sir?
Well, any movie that can actually get me emotional, that can really make me kind of lose myself and, you know, really make me want to go towards more than what I've got.
Yeah.
I mean, they get a 5 out of 5 for me, easy. But I mean, you know, we always give these movies we see a lot of times 4 to 5 stars, whatever, but this one really is an earned star.
Yes.
There are so many movies that, you know, come out and that you forget about.
Right.
Maybe 1 out of those 20 you remember years later. But this one is, I would say it earns the right to be called a Tom Hanks space movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless of what it is. Tom Hanks is in it. We got Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
The dude who plays Lieutenant Dan on,
Yep.
what is it, Forrest Gump?
Yes.
See, a lot of big stars. Ed Harris, if you didn't
Yeah.
mention that one. Big movie. That's all we got, like a 30-second time. Anything else you want to say?
Nothing I can think of, guys. Go see it. Promise you will not be disappointed. It's definitely best seen on the big screen. Even 30 years later, it's even better. You guys have a good one. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a Casablanca Kid movie review with guest reviewer Trav. Bye. What's up, guys? Casablanca Kid here with Trav.
Hi, I'm Trav.
Heading in to go see Apollo 13 in IMAX for the 30th anniversary, which is crazy. I'm excited to go see it. I remember the soundtrack being legit. I remember the movie being really good. Also remember seeing it probably way too much as a kid, because it was on all the time, of course. But I am excited because I know the soundtrack was pretty awesome. How are you feeling about this, man?
Sorry, I was yawning. No, I'm good. As he said, the music is good, and it's written by James Horner, one of my favorite composers, out of the many others, because honestly, if it's musical, I'll give it a chance, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, no, this movie is very inspirational. I feel that when it came out, they didn't hold back.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, it feels different, you know? You'll go every 5 or so years, and, you know.
Well, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I do remember it hitting me pretty hard I mean, I love Tom Hanks anyways. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I mean, we have so many early performances from a lot of awesome actors in here. Ed Harris, I know, was in the trailer I saw. I'm trying to remember who else we saw in there. I know there's a bunch of others.
What happened to did they gut it?
No? It's our IMAX theater. What?
It's like totally gutted out.
It's like totally gutted out. Does the IMAX like back that away? What?
Is it in the main theater now? I don't know.
No, guys, but apparently.
Being a part of the apocalypse is a difficult time.
Well, we're gonna go hopefully see the new IMAX movie.
They might turn it into a Spirit Halloween next year. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably where Spirit Halloween's right there.
A bunch of costumes next year hanging out all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of, skeletons and pumpkins.
So go see it.
And while we're on it, in the comments, if you have a favorite space movie, put it down in the comments, and we'll
check it out later.
we'll see it.
Yeah,
we look at it. I don't know.
You guys have a good one. We're just gonna clip this, and we'll put this at the end of our review. At the end, our thoughts after seeing it 30 years later. Yeah. You guys have a good one. Later.